Alright, hello, welcome to an unboxing, a Blu-ray unboxing. I don't think I have any DVDs here. I do have another one coming, which does have DVDs in it, but this is only Blu-rays. Actually, only one, also one PS4 game, which I've been really wanting to play now for a long time. Well, I guess a few months, but it feels like a long time. Let's see. I don't know, I feel like I should mention a couple things before I get started. First of all, like I said, there is another one coming, which kind of ties in with the other thing I was gonna say. So I guess I could start with that. I mentioned recently in my last video, in the update video, that I didn't really have a lot of funds, that I could only kind of pay for food and bills. And while that was definitely true at that time, I did get some money in since then, so that's why I was able to get some stuff. Basically, I had to I had to pay my bills with my birthday money a month ago, and but now things kind of I don't need to go into detail, but things solved themselves, or I solved things, whatever. Yeah, financially, and so now I had some extra money, which was very nice. And so I was able to spend my birthday money and then some, actually. But yeah, well, I didn't spend all of it, but I did spend quite a bit of it, because I had been a bit poor now for a while, and hadn't bought much for some time. But now I thought that I would treat myself. So this is kind of part one. This is from Amazon UK, and then I have another one coming from Amazon.com, which I think it was only one order, but I think they might have divided that up in like 3 or 4 different shipments. But I'll try to do that in one unboxing video. And I guess value-wise, whatever, if I need to get into that, the upcoming one is a little bit nicer than this, but that's mainly because this one has one really pricey box set. The other one that's coming has several more titles besides the really nice box set. I think we have 3 Blu-rays in here, and then the game. I don't think there's anything else than that. But it's a really big box, though. I mean, sure, there's one box set which is quite. I didn't think it was that big. I guess there might be a lot of bubble wrap, or these cardboard papers, whatever, that they use. Okay. So let's see. But I mentioned that, that I ordered more than this, so that you know what to. I kind of like doing that. I guess I've done that for a while, kind of letting you know what's to come. Okay, so they did it like this. I guess they put the box set in another box here, which is very nice. I wasn't expecting them to do that, but that's good. Okay, and then we have 4 Blu-rays. There were 3 Blu-rays and 1 game. Let's start with the game. Rime. I don't know how many people have heard about this. It's not. I don't know if it's an indie game. I don't even know who sort of made this. I haven't really learned too much about studios yet, game studios and stuff. But it says Grey Box, Tequila Works. I don't know exactly what studio made this. But it looks pretty reminiscent of The Last Guardian and Journey, and those are 2 games that I really enjoy, that I played last year. Yeah, so this one I've been wanting to play for a while now, so finally when I ordered something from Amazon, I added this, so I really can't wait to play this. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna play this tonight. Well, I think it's maybe like an 8-hour game, maybe a bit shorter than that. So I don't know, but so I'm not gonna play this all of this today, but I'll play some of it. So we'll see how this is. I do have a game video coming up. I've noticed that whenever I talk about games in videos, that tends to be what people want to comment on the most. So gaming is obviously very popular, apparently also among my viewers. So just so you know, another video that's coming eventually, it's gonna be a gaming update. I do plan on getting a PS3 console. I've actually already bought some PS3 games used on Amazon, and some, well, one on a Swedish website, sort of in anticipation of that console that I will get eventually. I'm sort of looking for, obviously you can only buy, well, maybe you can buy new packaged PS3 consoles, but I don't think it's that common. So mostly you'll buy used ones, and so I'm buying. I'm sort of, I have a saved search for PS3 consoles on this Swedish website, and every day a few different ones are uploaded usually, and so I'm kind of waiting and looking for the best one. Like sometimes they have games included in them, and sometimes, I mean, some of them are 60 gigabytes, some of them are 500 gigabytes. So I'm just kind of looking for the best combination of hard drive space and games and controls and stuff like that, and trying to find the one that I want, and one that looks in good condition, of course. And I'm not really in a hurry necessarily, but I do have a few ones that I'm looking at now, so we'll see if one of them will be mine. It's bidding, so I have to win the auction, of course. But I'm looking forward to that. So, but yeah, speaking of games, that's another video that's coming. And then we have 2 Studio Ghibli Blu-rays. We have Arrietty. Did I hear somewhere recently that this was difficult to find with the slip cover? I feel like someone mentioned that recently that I watched. Here we have the slip cover. So if so, then awesome. I guess. Let's see, is the disc loose? Sounds like it. The only one that I have that is not with the slipcover is Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, which I actually rewatched recently. But yeah, okay. But Arrietty by Hiromasa Yonebayashi. Yeah, and the other one is The Tale of Princess Kaguya by Isao Takahata, which I actually haven't seen this one, but I have owned it on DVD. I bought the Swedish DVD like a couple years ago, 2.5 years ago, and after I bought it, I kind of regretted buying it because I wanted to see it on Blu-ray, but I just bought the DVD because I remember I bought it during a 50% off sale. But so I decided to sell it and buy the Blu-ray, which took me until now. But part of me kind of regrets selling the DVD, because that DVD, for some reason, the Swedish DVD had the documentary about the movie, feature-length documentary about the making of the film, which I think was filmed around the same time as that other one, Kingdom of Dreams and Madness. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the documentary about Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli. And I think in that documentary they mentioned something about Takahata making a film, but they didn't really show any of it because I think they were making the documentary about him at the same time, something like that. So all of that footage is in its own documentary. But that documentary is not on this Blu-ray. It's available as a standalone DVD release, and while I do prefer having a standalone DVD release of that documentary rather than a Swedish release with the documentary as an extra, it's a little bit annoying that I sold the DVD, because I would have had it otherwise. I would have been able to watch it right after this. I'm guessing I'm gonna watch this pretty soon. Yeah, it's really doesn't matter too much, because I would rather have the standalone documentary release. So anyway, so I'll probably buy that after this if it's not too expensive. But yeah, so this one, by the way, these were 2 for £25. I had been meaning to buy some more Studio Ghibli recently, and like I mentioned, I watched Nausicaa again, and then I watched Laputa in the Castle in the Sky for the 3rd time actually. Enjoyed both a lot. I'm gonna try to talk a bit more about those in a future video. Yeah, so I decided to get 2 more of them. So I have all the Miyazaki ones, but there are still a bunch for me to get out of the rest of them. And yeah, these were two that I hadn't seen. So especially this is gonna be very good, I'm sure. But I think this could be a very solid flick too. If you bear with me, one more thing that I was gonna mention about Studio Ghibli is that I'm pretty sure this director, he made When Marnie Was There, I think it's called, which I'm gonna get pretty soon too. But he recently formed, along with the producer of a few of the Studio Ghibli movies in more recent years, they formed I think it might have been the producer who took the initiative or whatever, but they formed a new studio recently called Studio Ponok, I think, and they have a new movie coming out, which looks really good, coming out this year, I think. So I saw there was a video on YouTube called "Is Studio Ponok," if that's what it's called, the new Studio Ghibli ? And then he talked about the fact that there was a new studio coming from. Yeah, and so anyway, so that movie is directed by this guy, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that sounds interesting. I don't remember exactly what it's called. It's something like Mary and the Witch's Flower. That might be accurate or it might not be. I really can't say, but it's some Mary something. It's coming out this year or maybe next year. So I'm definitely gonna keep my eyes out for that. And then Miyazaki apparently is making a new movie called Boro the Caterpillar. So yeah, lots of Studio Ghibli talk here, but and Ponok, but I guess that's not a bad thing. But yeah, so I think so. I think it was last year, maybe even the year before that. I can't be sure. But I heard that Miyazaki was gonna make a short film and that it was gonna be CG. And while that was cool, he was gonna come out of retirement again after The Wind Rises. While that was cool to hear, I was like, a short film CG, yeah, okay. I'm not too excited about that, but you know, anything he decides to make is worth looking out for. But then I think I heard something about him making a feature film too. I mean, he was gonna turn the short into a feature film. And it seems like that's the case, right? He's making another feature film, Boro the Caterpillar. I even saw some footage of it, this is old news. This video was uploaded 2016 in December, I think. It was some kind of compilation video of Miyazaki talking about some stuff in front of some people in Japanese, and they showed some footage of the movie and stuff like that. And I think Miyazaki wants it to be ready until 2019, but then I heard that Toshio Suzuki, the producer, he was skeptical about that. So if you know anything more about that, about Boro the Caterpillar, please let me know, because my knowledge on that is pretty limited, but it does seem like he's making a new feature film. And if so, that's cool. Okay, now we have something that's going to be pretty heavy, I think. Oh, there's me. One More Time with Feeling. It's a Nick Cave documentary, filmed by Andrew Dominic. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. So the thing with this is, I recently listened to the new album Skeleton Tree by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, and then I read something about, because I knew about this movie from previously. I had seen some of another documentary about Nick Cave and his creative process and stuff called 20,000 Days on Earth, I think. I saw like half of that on Netflix. I didn't really like it too much, and I knew that this existed, and I figured it was something similar. So I was like, well, if I don't like this, I'm probably not gonna want to check out this. But I am a fan of Nick Cave, so I was still curious. But then I forgot about that. But I still knew about this movie and that this was supposed to be very good. But you know, not having been able to get into the other documentary, I just decided not to check this one out. But then more recently, when I listened to the album Skeleton Tree, I found out that a couple years ago, Nick Cave's son, this is horrible, he fell from a cliff and died. He was like 15 years old, and he fell from a cliff and he passed away from his injuries. Just absolutely devastating. And Nick Cave, obviously, he lost his son, so I guess, I read something like, instead of having to do interview after interview talking about this, they made it into a documentary instead, to sort of deal with the pain and the sorrow and stuff. And so I guess that's what this documentary is. It's dealing with the death of his son, which also influenced a lot of the lyrics on the album Skeleton Tree. And I think that's mainly what this is. I guess you can pause and read right there if you want to. Anyway, so that just got me interested in seeing this, I suppose, and so I just decided to buy this. Yeah, let's open this up and see if there's anything special about the packaging. But yeah, I have been listening to Nick Cave for, it's not my favorite kind of music. I think I got into his music maybe 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. No, about 5 years, I think. And I do like his music for sure, but it's not what I mean, you know, there's other kinds of music that I'd rather listen to, I suppose, but there's plenty of good albums and songs by Nick Cave. And yeah, really nice Blu-ray too. But yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this. Once again, it's the circumstances of this documentary is definitely very devastating, but I had to check it out, so there's that. Okay, now to the best part. This is something I still can't quite believe I sort of bit the bullet on, or whatever the expression is. Can't believe well, I mean, I'm happy I did, but I didn't really expect to get this. But it is a director that I like, even though I haven't really seen a lot by him. It's all movies, I'm pretty sure, by this director. And this was recently released by Artificial Eye. And it is Andrei Tarkovsky. Sculpting Time, the deluxe collection. All movies by Andrei Tarkovsky. However, there is, I don't know from personal experience, but there does seem to be a pretty, well, fairly major issue with this, or parts of this, in that the movie Solaris has a really bad transfer, apparently. But a lot of people seem to have sort of solved that by pre-ordering the Criterion Blu-ray that's going to be released pretty soon. So that's a shame. It seems like it's pretty damn bad, the transfer of this. Why it is or how it could be that bad, it's a bit confusing. But the other ones, they're supposed to look good, and the other ones are The Sacrifice. I've not seen most of these. Well, okay, well, I'll just mention which ones I've seen as I get to them. Nostalgia, Stalker, I've seen this. Well, this one I just mentioned. No. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Everything I said about Solaris, I meant to say about Stalker. I'm really sorry about that. This is the one that has the bad print. Solaris I do own on Criterion, actually, so I guess I can sell that now. Yeah, sorry about that. The Mirror, or just Mirror as it says here, which I have seen. I took a film course a couple of years ago, and this is one that we saw. So, but it's a really hard watch, or all of his movies are. I've only seen 3 of them, but they're definitely not popcorn flicks. So I definitely have to check this out again. It definitely affected me, but I wouldn't say that I loved it, but it mainly just because it was a tough watch. But this is the one that I like the most. I've seen this once. I have the Criterion DVD of this, So yeah, some of these are upgrades, but it's nice to have them all in a box set and all on Blu-ray and stuff like that. Yeah, Andrei Rublev. Yeah, this one I love. I'm gonna see this again, I suppose. You know what? I mean, some of these I'm not gonna get to in years, probably. But it's nice to have them all in a set, and to not, besides Stalker, to not have to buy any more Tarkovsky ever again. That's you know, can't complain about that. So, yeah, Andrei Rublev, and then Ivan's Childhood, which and this one looks very good. Well, all of them do, but oh, it has one of those images on the spine. Okay, well, I don't know what order they were supposed to be in, but anyway, I'll fix that. But yeah, so all of his movies, I mean, that's incredible. And then we have some special features here too. So yeah, okay, so the special features for the different movies, they're not on the discs themselves, but they're all on a separate disc. I guess that's fine. So yeah, and then a book here, very nice looking, pretty hefty. But yeah, it looks really nice overall. So I'm very, very happy to have this. If you've seen his movies or some of them, let me know what you think of them. He's definitely one of the most, I don't know, one of the most highly acclaimed directors ever, really. You know, he's probably a favorite for a lot of, you know, film teachers and professors and stuff like that. He might be a bit hard to get into, I suppose, but I'm on my way of getting into his films, and I'm sure I'll like these as soon as I give them a chance. I could mention that, yeah, Stalker. Okay, and I forgot what I said. Of course, I made the mistake of showing Solaris first. I think I might have said, did I say that I had seen that before? I don't know, but I have not seen Solaris, but I have seen Stalker. I have this on DVD. And I didn't like it, actually. I did not like this. I remember really not being able to get into it. It was really a really hard watch, but I'm gonna give it another chance again, of course. Well, I'll get the criterion eventually, if this is as bad as it's supposed to be. But that's it, really. I guess I could show the images here too. I mean, this box is really nice. I guess if you already own the movies on individual releases, I don't know if this is worth getting, really, just for the box and the book. But if you don't, then I mean, this is very nice quality, really nice. Yeah, okay, so that's that. So thank you for watching. A bit of a mixed bag, I suppose. A mixed box. So I'll be back eventually with some more stuff. So until then, take care, and yeah, see you soon.